We got to take care of the little things today. Not finished. The carpet's just kind of hanging here. New door handles and window things for it. This big brown spot right here, there's no antifreeze in it. Remove knob. That's not like me to do something right. Today's good girl? Yeah? Don't cut my finger. If you're in California, this causes cancer. Oh, it's got a softie. Touching up. The original windshield washer bag. It's cool looking anyways. It's reading straight up and down. So I guess that stuff works. All right. I think I got some water in the points. There's actually paint on it. We got a lot of stuff buttoned up today. Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. You know, the Mihal truck is looking good. I've had setbacks, but man, what a change this has been over this last 2 years. This thing looks incredible compared to how it did. And the thing is, my goal for at least this year on the Mihal truck is this car show. I wanted to take it to the Ford Fest, and I could still make it there. The truck is probably ready. It'll probably make it. But I wanted to take the Pinto there too. And the Pinto is not going to make it. It's not going to be ready. And the Pinto is our next big project. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun on it, I guarantee you. But I do have a car show to go to. And right now, today's video is we got to, the little things that is, the little things. We got to take care of the little things today. We got to get this thing ready for the car show because the car show is coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks. And you got to be there early in the morning. So to get this thing ready, I got some interior stuff we got to take care of. Even though the interior is looking good, it's still not finished. The carpet's just kind of hanging here. I have to kind of feel around for the light switch. I even got, this is the pump for the windshield washers. It's just a mechanical pump. I have the bag inside. I'm not sure if I'll get to that today. But my thing is, let's get this thing ready for the car show. The little nitty-pitty, gritty, odds and ends things that needs to be taken care of. I got some new door handles and window things for it. I've had those things for a couple of years now, and I never put them on because I really wasn't at that time, and now we're at time. I also have a shifter boot with a chrome bezel on it. This one has the shifter boot on it, and the boot is in good shape, but I got it under the carpet. I didn't want the stuff. So a lot of these shifter boots, they go down over top of the carpet and you screw them down. And I didn't want stuff splashing up underneath there and saturating that and making that. I had a couple old cars where that was a rot spot. The carpet would always stay wet there when you're driving it in the rain. I got some new floor mats, handles. I got a Mr. Gasket shifter thingy. And we have the engine is no longer overheating. So I'm pretty sure we have that taken care of now. In that one episode, we flushed this thing probably 8 times. And I don't know if you can see it here. This big brown spot right here is rust that came out of, or rust dirt that came out of that motor. This spot right here. This is the rust pile that's washing away now that came out of that one fuel tank. And on my last episode, we You can go back and see it. We actually fixed why the fuel tank was not drawing fuel. And it ended up, there was a hose that's sitting here. It's still back up in here somewhere. I'm not going to get it out. We got that running. We got the filter burped out the air out of it. We're going to put the antifreeze in the coolant and some stuff. I got some stuff to make this thing run. It's supposed to be 75 degrees cooler on the cylinder heads. We'll see if that's the truth. It's not overheating. It's running good. So we're going to put some in. There's no antifreeze in it. It's just water, right? I know some of you guys are saying, you shouldn't dump that stuff out on the ground. There's no antifreeze in it. There's no antifreeze in it. There's nothing in here to hurt the environment. That stuff blew out going down the road. And I barely made it here without the engine locking up. There was no antifreeze in there. And I flushed it out about 8 times. There's the residue right there. So we're gonna flush this out today one last time and top it off with brand new fresh antifreeze and that super cool stuff. I don't know what we'll take a look at it. I seen it up there at AutoZone. So all you guys up there at AutoZone that take care of me, thank you guys so much. Over this last couple of years on my projects, them guys have been good to me. They go the extra mile and to look up parts that's not on their computer. I thank them for that. They search the internet for me and everything. Thank you guys. It's looking good. I think it's ready for the car show. And I hope everyone comes up there to see me at the car show. It's going to be at the Rockabilly car show up at Summer Duck Dragway here in Virginia, in Summer Duck, Virginia. And I'm hoping you guys can come up there and see the Mihal truck in person. I know I got a lot of the kids that I cut their hair and they subscribe. I want to thank all you kids man, it always it tickles me and makes me feel so humble when you guys come up and say, "Oh, Pastor Bill, I seen your last episode on fixing things. Oh, I like the Mihal truck. I like your tractor. I like this." And we got some more work coming up on the tractor. We got to get on this Pinto. We got to get on this Pinto because that, even though the next Ford Fest is a year away from, in a couple weeks it starts. So we got 1 year to finish that project. And it's going to be major overhaul. I'm talking about frame and everything. And I want to make it nice for my wife to drive. Now, I've always kid around my wife driving. She'll never drive this. She goes, "You got to put some power steering on it." It's not getting power steering. It's just not. This is the Mihal truck. This is my truck from 20-something years ago. Actually, I bought it 30-something years ago. It's a 73 F600 U-Haul truck. And it is what it is. And I used to carry around my band equipment in it. And then I got rid of it, and then I seen it on the marketplace and I bought it back. And it was a far cry from how I had it originally. But now she's back in her splendor and she's looking good. This is her rest of her life. She's gonna be the Mihal truck. And she may be the Mihal truck long after I'm dead, that's for sure. Or when the Lord comes to take me away. The rapture. Let's get started. I think the first thing I want to do is get this Mr. Gasket shifter boot put on. It's even got instructions. Hey, what do you do when your shifter boot, you got a rectangle hole? I was saying using like a crayon or something on here. What? Remove knob. Let's remove the knob. Knob removing tool. All right, that's in. Whoa, what was that? Emergency brake is on. Okay. Knob removing tool inserted. Adjusting knob removing tool. Why is it so tight? I don't remember it being so tight. I had this thing off one time before. All right, I'm going to tear that up. Let me get a wrench. I must have adjusted it right. That's not like me to do something right. All right, now I go get some wrenches. Yep. So it's gotta spin down. Okay, now it should come off easy. All right, let's see if we can get that boot on there. I just had an epiphany. I think I'll get me a little Mihal truck logo and put right there. All right, are you going on there? Oh, it goes down over. It goes down over. Does it have a protective coating or something on it? Why isn't it? I don't know. This is going on there. Now, I know there's already a hole in the floor. So what I don't want to do is hit that floor hole already. And I don't think I will, because this thing is a lot bigger than the original. These things are always so hard to open. All right, that's down. Now I got to get this carpet out of the way of the fuel pedal. Maybe I could do something with that. We'll just sit that there. I'm going to get the original boot. I got to find one. And well, I guess we'll do it right too. We'll get the numbers facing the right way. I got these little ones. I got these off eBay. This is like the cheapest orange set they had. And I think we'll just put these little ones that go for the back seats. Since I don't got back seats, we'll put them in between. Something to keep this carpet in good shape. Put one down in between. I also got my More sweeping, more sweeping. Okay. Let's turn it this way. That looks pretty good. Put my registration back here. Oh, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. All right, let's get my car mat, floor mat here. They don't look too bad for cheapies. They got like a Velcro on them to hold them down to the carpet so they don't slide. You know, while I'm here, I need to make that so that works. The cover for my fuse. There we go. All right. There's my wife's AC right here. Oh, man. Trash fell out of it. Squirrel stuff. More sweeping. Yeah, that looks good. All right, do the other side. Polly the puppy. Say hi, Polly. Are you shaking your tail? Yeah. Are you a good girl? You daddy's good girl? Yeah. That's good. Where's Penny at? Penny, where you at? Penny, come here, girl. They like to stay underneath the Pinto. Crawled out from underneath the Pinto. They like to crawl underneath the Pinto so they can get all greasy and be mechanic dogs. More sweeping. Okay, that's good for that. Also, I gotta cut out my light switch and I need to cut out my light switch hole in my thingamajiggy. Windshield washer. This truck's got windshield washers. So right underneath here, I need to get the slack out of, pull it all towards here, and then we'll cut a hole right there. Let's find the center. May have been a little bit too much. And now we'll do the windshield washers. So now I can find that. I had to try to use my coming home from steampunk parlor. My wife said, "You gotta put the high beams on," and I was like panicking. I couldn't find it because it was underneath the carpet. So it's got a razor upper thingy. We want to get it around that razor upper thingy. Don't cut my finger. All right, now let's swap put a new handle on it. And I'm not throwing these away, but you can pick these up. These are the same ones from the F100s to the F800s. Who's this by? Warning, cancer causing, but only in California. So remember, if you're in California, this causes cancer. But everywhere else in the United States, it's okay. All right, windows up. I like my window cranks to be facing horizontal away from my knees so my knees don't bang it. When you get going like on a 200 or 300 mile journey, you don't want your knees to be rubbing on that. I mean, these are okay, but these are cheaper. I mean, not cheaper, they're newer. These are made by Kraken. We're going to release the Kraken. Remember when Trump was going to release the Kraken? She was a dud. That lady was a dud. All right. Oh, it comes with a screw also. It's like already taped in place. Gotta get the tape. Maybe we'll hook up the squirties for the windshield washer thingies. Maybe that's what we'll do. Now this one has the original turny-worny thingy in there. Man, shiny. I mean, these didn't look too bad, but they got pitting and everything on them. These, man. On the camera you can't see it, but I bet you I can clean. I'm not throwing these away. If you haven't noticed, I put some hood hold downs. I don't think it was ever going to flop up, but my wife was scared one day when she seen it move. So hood hold downs it is. All right, let's get some work done on the inside of the engine compartment. If we're going to make this thing ready for a car show, I think the engine compartment needs a little bit of touching up. Oh, I love that tilt hood. It makes life so much easier. All right. Yeah, see the motor can use a little bit of cleaning up. Mm-hmm. I mean, She looks good the way she is, but I'm thinking if we clean it up a little bit, it'll help. I don't even think there's any paint left on half of the stuff. All right, let's go ahead and let the old rusty water out of the pitcock. Oh, it's actually coming out fairly clean. That's a good thing. That means our cleaning that we did before. All right, so this is the original windshield washer bag for this truck. And the original bracket is not going to work. So I made this bracket right here. And I think we're going to install the bag right here-ish. So we're going to slide these underneath these wires. Just like this, kind of. And we see if we can't mount that bracket right there. And then we'll mount the bag right here. I think that will work great. Put your fluid in. And these are the original hoses that went over on the thing, which I think we can probably shorten now. We don't want to shorten them too much. Let me get the snip. We don't want to shorten them too much because we want to have slack to, and plus we want it to make it look nice. It'll rest right up against inside that. After all these years, the original Ford hoses are still supple and soft. We'll probably put a little few zip ties on that to make it look nice. Man, it's still soft. That don't mean this thing's going to work, but it could. All right, we'll get a couple zip ties for that. Make that look good. I mean, that already looks good. That's factory. You can get a couple zip ties and we'll fix all this up. All right, so we got the bag all hooked up. Looks real good. You got the wires tidied away and zip tied up. I think this is looking pretty good. There's got a rubber hose that sits right here. I need to get that fixed. So I think I got some hose that will do some honors to it. All right. All the coolant is out of the radiator now and drained out of the block. We can shut the pitcock off. And we know that the radiator is no longer an issue. This is a brand new radiator. The issue was all the gook that was in the motor. Now that we drained the... Oh yeah, we good. Now that we drained the radiator, and the water was coming out clear. I picked up this stuff at AutoZone. Now, I think it has like magic in it or something. So it says hyper cool, super coolant, runs up to 30 degrees cooler, and reduces CHT, cylinder head temperature, up to 75 degrees. So these old heads, do I even believe that? You think that's real? I don't know. But I got some anyways. And we're going to dump this stuff in. It's cool looking anyways. Before we put any water, we'll put this stuff in it. Warning: can cause cancer in California. Good thing I don't live in California. Man, that's way up there, ain't it? So I got, this here is the cheap stuff they got at the AutoZone. It is not the 50-50 mix. So this is the concentrate. You add water to it, and you can change your conditions by how much water you add to it. We're going to go with a 50-50 mix, I think. Sounds good to me. Or put this in, put 1 gallon of water in, and if I need more, I'm going to top it off with the straight. Okay, it's sloshing all over me. Good thing I don't live in California. You people in California, man, you need to move away from there. Everything causes cancer in California. All right, this is going to take a while. This has got the little cleaning screeny on it. Maybe I got to burp some air out of it or something. I'm hooked. Yeah, that helps. Yep. I used to not hear that before, so we must have did some good cleaning. She's gurgling up a storm. All right, let me go top this off with some water. Probably need to rig up a any radiator overflow too, instead of just spewing it out on the ground. I could probably put a little bottle right over here, like a Pepsi bottle or something. What do you think? We'll rig up something. Maybe there's one over there on the brown log. Maybe I'll take a trip over to the brown log. See if they ain't got something that sit right here for an overflow. Like whatever it is, it can't be much. It's got to be small. Maybe I got something in the shop. I don't know. All right, I got an overflow. So the super cool stuff bottle, I just drilled a hole in it, made sure there was enough for air so this thing doesn't collapse. And I just zip tied it to the frame rail away from everything that's going to rub on it. And the hose is zip tied on this side, zip tied away from here, so it's away from the fan. And right now there's still fluid in the jug, so I think we'll go ahead and start the truck up, see if we can't suck some of that water back down into the, and then top it off. It may be over full, it may be completely full. There's probably some air bubbles in it though. We'll check. Pump on the gas. Got to pull the choke out. Once you pull the choke out, it works real good. As soon as you start hearing load up, tap in on the choke a little bit. Good to go. All right, it's been running for about a half hour. The red funnel fell off, it hit the fan, blew off into the yard over here. But we're gonna get the pressure washer out. We're gonna spray some crud gutter down on the motor. And but I wanted to show you guys the temperature. So the temperature is reading straight up and down. And it was running slightly to the right over here. So I think that's that additive for making the cylinder head cooler works. It really does. Not only that, the motor feels cooler over next to it. So I guess that stuff works. I ain't gonna say it doesn't. Only time will tell. Let's see if we can clean this joker up. All right. Pressure washing success. Let me show you. Oh, I can't believe that you can actually see blue paint on the motor. I didn't think this thing even had paint. You could always see the paint, but I mean it came. It's not perfect, but at least I won't be embarrassed, I guess, when I open up the motor at the show, you know. Let me swap you around. So obviously you can see where we put the fuel pump on. I actually pressure washed some of the paint off of it. You could actually see the oil filter and stuff. You can see the fuel filter. This was all dirty too after we put the fuel pump on. It got dirty too. So she's all cleaned up. I mean, I even pressure washed back in here. The bell housing has got blue paint on it. Underneath here, look, there's blue paint on the motor. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now I tried to get it running. I think I got to blow out the points. I think I got some water in the points. It fired like boom, 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 and wouldn't run. But that's not a big deal. I'll just take the air compressor over here and hit it. But I mean, this was nothing but a blob of grease. You can see where some parts ain't got no paint, and then there's paint. The carburetor came clean. And I hooked this back up. This thing actually works. When I had it running, this thing was open. That's a plus. But you can see there's actually paint on it. I even got this, the spray, the side of the transmission, which was nothing but a blob of grease. And like I said, it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. I mean, I understand there's no paint there, but before it was just a blob of grease. Okay? Blob of grease is not right. This looks like the intake manifold has been off one time before. It's got some RTV coming out of it. But she's looking good. I got the frame. You'd actually see the coating, the aluminized coating that they put on it to keep the frame from rusting. You can see it back here also. It looks good. We get the air compressor out and blow out the points and let it run for about a half hour. I topped off the, man, always getting stuff on me. I topped off the antifreeze. It was just a little bit low. But I am pleased. Look what we got done. I mean, we got our new door handles on. We got our new door handles on. We got the carpet cleaned up. We got the things punched out. We got that stuff covered up. It looks good in here. Got the new floor mats in. The interior is looking good. It's not perfect. This is not a perfect truck, but it looks good. I mean, look, the Mihal truck is coming around. It really is. But I got to get this stuff picked up because it won't be too long. It is such a beautiful day. Plus, I want to cut the grass for my wife. I know she likes to use the Bumblebee, but she was busy. She had to do some help with some relatives and help people out, and that's what a good Christian does. And she didn't get time to use Bumblebee. So all I know is I am pleased with the results. We got a lot of stuff buttoned up today. The motor, I know you probably can't tell. It looks dark, but I guarantee if we swap some valve covers on this thing and put another intake air cleaner on it, it would probably make a world of difference. And I don't know, maybe I'll just keep the thing. At least it ain't all a big pile of grease now. That was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. But you know something? Every little bit gets you closer and closer. And if you just sit there and look at your project out in the field, right? If you just sit there and look at the Pinto, it ain't never going to get done. If you sit there and just look at the Mihal truck, it ain't never going to get done. You actually got to get out there, and every little bit you do gets you closer to getting it finished. And this is one thing I know for sure. God helps me if I ask him to help me. And I know this for sure. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Look at the Mihal truck. The Mihal truck is now ready for the car show. Yes. I got a couple of things. We're going to do a couple of things. We got the fuel filters and stuff to swap out and some other things. But it's running good. It's doing its thing good. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill.